final nail in coffin. Queen enough is enough to strip Has and Andrew's titles after newspapers polls. Readers demand Prince Andrew and Harry loses titles after newspapers polls. It is understood concerns have been raised about a gap in the leadership at the top of the royal family, if the Queen, who is aged 96, fell ill in the future. Regional newspaper readers have demanded Prince Andrew be stripped of titles named after the places where they live. Both York Daily The Press and the Inverness Courier have found readers want to see the Prince's Duke of York and Earl of Inverness honours taken away from him. The newspapers surveyed their readers online after a U.S. judge ruled that Virginia Giuffre's lawsuit against the prince for allegedly sexually assaulting her when she was a teenager could go ahead. He has denied the allegations but now faces having to appear in court. A change in law could be proposed by the Queen to stop Prince Andrew and Prince Harry from keeping elite roles in the royal family. Her Majesty could ask Parliament to change the law to stop them from maintaining their positions, according to Mirror Online. It is understood concerns have been raised about a gap in the leadership at the top of the royal family, if the Queen, who is aged 96, fell ill in the future. Historically, 5 members of the royal family, known as Councillors of State, have been in position to take over from the Queen if she was unable to perform her duties. Currently, those positions are held by Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince Andrew and Prince Harry because they are next in line to the throne, and are aged over 18. The late Prince Philip also held the role until he passed away aged 99, last April. Meanwhile, the Queen forced her son Prince Andrew, 61, out of the firm last week, over his ongoing civil sex case trial. Both Harry and Andrew are also no longer working members of the royal family, essentially doubling the responsibility onto Charles and William. Dr. Craig Prescott, a constitutional expert at Bangor University, said the current situation posed a potential problem for the smooth running of government. He told the Mirror, "I think this should be looked at if it isn't being done already by the palace, because they certainly would want to avoid a situation where the monarchy becomes a problem for the government. The monarchy should be thinking 6-12 months ahead, arguably even 2 to 5 years ahead, where possible. You just need the right, or wrong set of circumstances, to occur at once for there to be an issue. As we saw during COVID, with Prince Charles and Prince William were reportedly infected at around the same time, which could have left them incapacitated. With the Queen having taken a period to recuperate from illness herself in recent months, the burden is actually quite considerable. Having lost their honorary titles, the pair will no longer be eligible for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Medal, which will be awarded on February 6. To mark the Queen's 70 years on the throne, the commemorative medal will be awarded to serving members of the armed forces, police, fire, emergency and prison services. However, following tradition, the Queen buys the family ones herself to give to her family. Royal sources said after his fall from grace the Queen's gift to the Duke of York will be purely commemorative. Prince Andrew has hosted a shooting party at his mansion, as pals claims he is in turmoil at being stripped of his titles by the Queen. Sources say his dire situation has now dawned on him, with one telling The Sun on Sunday, "The penny has finally dropped." But despite his angst, around a dozen family friends were hosted on Friday night at his 31-room Royal Lodge home before going on a shoot at Windsor Great Park. He told the Mirror, "I think this should be looked at if it isn't being done already by the palace, because they certainly would want to avoid a situation where the monarchy becomes a problem for the government. The monarchy should be thinking 6-12 months ahead, arguably even 2 to 5 years ahead, where